Welcome to Knowledge, your go-to spot for fascinating facts and tips to help you connect with the world around you. Today, we're diving deep into the wonderful world of trees, from identifying different types of trees to learning how they help our planet. We've got some amazing tips on planting and growing trees in any climate. Plus, we'll uncover some mind-blowing tree facts and discuss how planting trees can help combat deforestation and keep our environment healthy. Ready to learn how you can make a difference? Let's get started and explore the power of trees. On today's episode of Knowledge, trees are much more than just beautiful parts of nature. They play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of our ecosystem. Let's take a closer look at some of the environmental benefits that trees provide. One of the most vital contributions trees make is their ability to absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Trees act like natural carbon sinks, absorbing this greenhouse gas and helping to fight climate change. A mature tree can absorb roughly 48 pounds of carbon dioxide per year, keeping our air cleaner and helping to reduce the effects of global warming. Through a process called photosynthesis, trees take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen into the air. In fact, one mature tree can provide enough oxygen for 2 to 4 people to breathe for a year. So, every time you take a deep breath, you're benefiting from the trees around you. Trees also provide homes for countless species of animals, birds, insects, and plants. A single tree can host hundreds of different organisms, providing food, shelter, and protection. Forests, for example, are home to more than 80% of the world's terrestrial species. Beyond their role in air quality, trees help cool the environment by providing shade. They reduce the heat island effect in urban areas, lowering temperatures, and improving comfort for people living in cities. Urban trees can reduce surrounding temperatures by up to 10 degrees. Trees also help prevent soil erosion. Their roots stabilize the ground and prevent water runoff, which can wash away valuable topsoil. In addition, the leaf litter from trees contributes to enriching the soil with nutrients. As you can see, trees are essential for our planet's health, helping with everything from carbon absorption and oxygen production to providing homes for wildlife. That's why it's so important that we take care of them and plant more where possible. We see the importance of trees now. Let's learn how to identify trees. It can deepen your connection with the environment. Trees play a huge role in our ecosystem. They provide oxygen, shelter, and even food. Now we'll walk you through some key features to look for, like leaves, bark, and flowers, so you can easily identify common trees. Let's get started. Oak trees have dark, deeply furrowed bark, which gets more pronounced as the tree matures. This sturdy, rough texture helps protect the tree from the elements. One of the easiest ways to identify an oak is by its acorns. These small, nut-like seeds are encased in a cap and often grow in clusters. Oak trees typically produce acorns in late summer or fall, which are a food source for wildlife. Leaves. Look for lobed edges with deep indentations. Bark. A rough, deeply furrowed texture. Fruit. Acorns are a clear sign of an oak tree. Maple leaves have a palm-like shape with 5 lobes, which is a key feature to look for. Notice the sharp, pointed tips and the serrated edges, which make them easy to identify in spring and summer. The bark of young maple trees is typically smooth, but as they mature, it develops a slightly furrowed texture. It's not as rough as oak bark, but it does have shallow ridges that become more noticeable with age. One of the best ways to identify a maple tree is by its seeds, often called helicopter seeds. These winged seeds spin and twirl as they fall, making it easy to spot them in the fall. Leaves. Look for 5-lobed leaves with serrated edges. Bark. Smooth in young trees. becoming slightly furrowed in older ones. Seeds, the helicopter seeds, or samaras, are a sure sign of a maple. It's about identifying the trees. Now let's see planting trees. Tips for growing trees. In different climates, planting trees is one of the most rewarding ways to give back to the environment. Not only do they enhance the beauty of your landscape, but they also help improve air quality and provide habitat for wildlife. Let's dive into some essential tips for planting and growing trees in different climates. Choose the right tree for your climate. Before planting, it's crucial to choose a tree species that thrives in your local climate. Some trees prefer cold climates, while others do better in warmer or tropical regions. Cold climates, e.g., northern U.S., Canada. Trees like maples, spruces, and birches are suited for colder climates. These trees are often more resistant to frost and can survive harsh winters. Warm climates, e.g., southern U.S., Mediterranean. Trees such as citrus, olive, and oak are better for warmer climates where winters are mild. Tropical climates, e.g., Southeast Asia, Caribbean. For tropical areas, mangoes, palms, and mahogany are well suited as they thrive in heat and humidity. Consider sunlight and soil type. When selecting a planting location, make sure your tree gets the appropriate amount of sunlight. Most trees require full or partial sun to thrive, but some shade-loving species, like dogwoods or ferns, do better with limited sunlight. Trees also have specific soil preferences. For example, oak trees prefer slightly acidic to neutral soils, while conifers like pines prefer sandy, well-drained soils. Always check the soil pH and ensure the area is well drained, as waterlogged soil can suffocate the roots. Planting time. Timing is essential when planting a tree. In colder climates, it's best to plant trees in early spring or fall when the temperatures are cooler, giving roots time to establish before the extreme heat of summer or cold of winter. In warmer climates, avoid planting during the hottest months. Early spring or late fall can also work best in these areas, but make sure the tree has enough time to establish before the heat hits. Digging the right hole. When you're ready to plant, make sure you dig a hole that is about 2 to 3 times the width of the root ball and just as deep. This allows the roots to spread out comfortably. If you're planting in heavy clay soil, loosen the soil around the hole to ensure good root penetration. For sandy soils, make sure there's enough organic matter to help retain moisture. Watering and mulching. After planting, it's important to water deeply to help the roots settle. Young trees generally need more water than established ones, especially in the first few years. Mulch is your friend. Mulching around the base of the tree helps retain moisture, prevents weeds, and keeps the roots cool. Just be sure to keep the mulch a few inches away from the trunk to avoid rot. In hot climates, trees may need regular watering during dry spells, but be careful not to overwater. Roots need oxygen to thrive. Pruning and care. Over time, pruning your tree will help it grow strong and healthy. Prune dead or damaged branches and remove any suckers that grow from the base of the tree. But avoid heavy pruning during extreme seasons. Wait until after the growing season. Keep an eye out for pests and diseases. For example, if you live in a humid climate, you may need to watch out for fungal infections or pests like aphids. Regularly inspect the leaves and branches for signs of trouble. Long-term care. Over time, your tree will need less attention, but it's still essential to monitor it. Ensure the roots don't become exposed. Continue to water during dry periods and provide additional fertilizer if needed, especially for trees planted in nutrient-poor soils. Planting a tree is a simple yet impactful way to contribute to the environment. With the right species, care, and planting techniques, your tree can thrive in a variety of climates and provide environmental benefits for generations to come. What's your favorite tree to plant? And have you tried planting any trees in your area? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's move to tree facts. Fascinating and fun. Information about trees. Did you know the oldest known living tree is a bristlecone pine in California, estimated to be around 5,000 years old? It's located in the White Mountains and has been alive longer than many ancient civilizations. There are other ancient trees, like the Methuselah tree, which is also a bristlecone pine, and some are thought to be even older. The tallest tree on Earth is a coast redwood, Sequoia sempervirens, which can grow up to an astonishing 379 feet tall. That's taller than the Statue of Liberty. These towering trees are found in the coastal regions of California and can live for over 2,000 years. Trees aren't as silent as they seem. In fact, they communicate with each other through their roots using an underground network of fungi known as the Wood Wide Web. This network allows trees to share nutrients and even warn each other of threats like pests or disease. Some species of trees can grow at a mind-blowing rate. For example, the eucalyptus tree can grow up to 10 feet per year under ideal conditions. These trees are not only fast-growing, but are also some of the tallest and most majestic trees around. The giant sequoia, specifically one named General Sherman, holds the title for the largest tree by volume. It stands 275 feet tall and has a trunk diameter of 36 feet. It's located in Sequoia National Park in California and is believed to be around 2,200 years old. Trees have been incredibly important throughout human history. In ancient Egypt, the date palm was a symbol of fertility, and the sycamore fig was considered sacred. In many ancient cultures, certain trees were worshipped as gods or symbols of life and wisdom. The oak tree has been historically significant in many European cultures. The Druidic priests of the Celts believed that oak trees held powerful spiritual significance, and many of their ceremonies were held beneath oak canopies. Did you know you can read a tree's history by studying its rings? Every year, trees grow an additional layer of rings in their trunks, and these rings can tell you the tree's age as well as the climate conditions during each year of its life. This process is called dendrochronology, and it has been used by scientists to study past climate patterns. Trees are oxygen factories. A single tree can produce enough oxygen for up to 4 people to breathe in a year. Forests, in particular, are responsible for producing 20% of the Earth's oxygen, making them essential for life on Earth. The very first trees appeared over 350 million years ago, during the Devonian period, and were much different from modern trees. These early trees were small, and their ancestors didn't have leaves. It wasn't until the Carboniferous period that trees like ferns and club mosses dominated the landscape. Some trees, like deciduous species, lose their leaves in the winter to conserve energy. Maples, oaks, and birches are great examples of this adaptation. Interestingly, some evergreen trees like pines can survive the winter without shedding their needles, thanks to specialized waxy coatings that protect them from frost. As you can see, trees are not just beautiful, they are incredibly fascinating and essential to life on Earth. From ancient giants that have stood for thousands of years to the simple ones that provide oxygen to us every day, trees continue to amaze us with their resilience and importance. Eco-friendly practices. How planting trees can combat. Deforestation is one of the most pressing environmental issues we face today. Every year, millions of acres of forests are cleared for agriculture, urban development, and logging. This not only threatens wildlife habitats, but also contributes to climate change by releasing large amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. 1. Powerful solution to combat deforestation is simple but impactful: planting trees. By planting more trees, we can help restore the forests that have been lost and take action against environmental degradation. When you plant a tree, you're not just adding greenery to an area, you're also helping to restore entire ecosystems. Forests are home to countless species of plants, animals, and insects. Replanting trees creates habitats for wildlife and helps increase biodiversity, which is crucial for the health of the planet. By reforesting areas that have been impacted by deforestation, you can bring life back to the land and encourage the recovery of the entire food chain. Trees play a major role in fighting climate change through a process called carbon sequestration. As trees grow, they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store it in their trunks, roots, and branches. This process helps remove excess carbon, which would otherwise contribute to the greenhouse effect and global warming. By planting trees, you can significantly lower carbon levels in the atmosphere and help mitigate the effects of deforestation, which is one of the leading causes of increased carbon emissions. Another benefit of planting trees is the protection they offer against soil erosion. Trees have deep roots that help stabilize the soil, preventing it from washing away during heavy rains. In regions where deforestation has left soil vulnerable, replanting trees can restore land that has been damaged and reduce the risk of further degradation. This is especially important in areas prone to desertification, a process where fertile land turns into desert due to the loss of vegetation. Forests play a crucial role in regulating the water cycle. Trees absorb water from the ground and release it into the atmosphere through a process called transpiration. This helps maintain rainfall patterns and ensures there's enough moisture in the environment to sustain healthy ecosystems. Replanting. Trees can help restore local water cycles that have been disrupted by deforestation, ensuring fresh water remains available for both humans and wildlife. Planting trees doesn't just benefit the environment, it also benefits local communities. In many regions, trees are used for timber, fruits, and medicinal plants. By reforesting areas, we can support sustainable industries that rely on healthy forests. Additionally, tree planting can create jobs and help boost local economies, especially in areas that have been severely impacted by deforestation. There are also many global reforestation efforts aimed at combating deforestation and planting trees on a large scale. Initiatives like the Trillion Tree Campaign and organizations like One Tree Planted work to restore forests worldwide. Getting involved in these programs can have a huge impact, and even small contributions, like planting trees in your own community, can create a ripple effect. The simple act of planting trees is a powerful way to fight deforestation and its negative effects. It helps restore ecosystems, reduces carbon emissions, prevents soil erosion, and promotes the overall health of our planet. By planting trees today, we're building a better, more sustainable world for future generations. Now it's your turn. Consider planting a tree in your yard, supporting a reforestation project, or spreading the word about the importance of trees. Every action counts in the fight against deforestation.